All right, everybody. Good morning. Tuesday, April 13th. Wow. Almost halfway done with April. Want to thank you and just express my appreciation for last couple of days. People really have been liking and sharing the vlogs. It's really cool. And I'm beyond grateful for the comments, and so thank you. Please continue to share. Obviously I'm resonating with some of you, and I think it's whatever. I just say whatever I think God puts on my heart. But please share. You can find all these at flawedinc.com. Please subscribe on Rumble. We are on YouTube, Flawed Inc. We do have a podcast, Flawedcast CLE. New episodes every Friday. But it is Tuesday, so as I've been doing, I'm going to do a little bit of a album review, and this is the album that I'm going to be talking about this week. This is the new NF. It's a mixtape. It's called Clouds, but it's full length. There's 10 songs, and I picked this up this weekend. Just came out, literally just dropped, and he's been releasing singles off of it for the last couple months, but this is a must-have. And if anyone's familiar with NF, then you are just going to love what he's done. Again, he's been so consistent. Honestly, one of the few voices in hip-hop that I feel like actually has something to say. And it's just not, about virtue signaling or trying to posture. When I was growing up, I always looked at MCs like Rakim, Chuck D, Big Daddy Kane, The GOAT, even, LL Cool J, guys who were like lyricists who actually had something to say. And then the more like I involved, obviously, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, guys like that who there was social commentary, but it wasn't this droning, preaching kind of stuff. Nowadays, it just seems like all the music that's coming out is just preaching at you and, virtue signaling and posturing. But NF, I don't really get that. What I get from him is like, this is a guy who has a lot of junk and a lot of crap in his life. And music is his therapy. And even like, if you look at the album titles, like Mansions, Therapy Session, Perception, and The Search was the last one. But now Clouds, I just can't talk enough about how good this is. So I'm going to make it real brief today. Get on this. A couple really good standout tracks. One called Story. It's just it literally reminds me of something that, with not as much flair, I would say, but it kind of reminds me of something like Slick Rick would have done back in the day. Just a cool little story about him starting his day and turns of events and things that happen. But once again, it kind of reminds me of Slick Rick, but in a contemporary way. Another song I really, really dug on here is called Loss. He does that as a collab with Hobson, who kind of like an up-and-coming kind of a guy. Recently discovered him just as this album was coming out. They have similar styles, but that song is just so, so good. But Clouds, NF, my album review of the week. If you're a fan of hip-hop, if you like lyricism, if you like guys that try to communicate, you're going to really dig this. You're going to dig this album. I can't recommend it enough. So as you're listening to this, as you're picking it up, as you are delving into NF's lyrical content, make sure that you get into it.